Okay, it's April 29th, 2014, and Haarp is attacking California, creating more drought, and they are sending a downburst of dry air in this entire area, and I will show you the evidence of that. First off, we do not see any of the ELF clouds, which would be oriented toward the Gacona and then down towards this Haarp down here. So both Haarps are attacking this area this morning. By the way, it's about 2 p.m. Central. So let me show you this. Okay. Now these squiggles, these lines, are in the low cloud deck. Okay, the jet stream is moving fast straight to the east, and the surface pressure is just really very confused. It has a very chaotic movement. This is sea level pressure. Okay, so we go back to this. Now we can see these squiggles. This is shortwave infrared. Now what these squiggles are is each time the Haarp transmitter heats the ionosphere in an area, that causes a pressure pulse to push down to the surface. Dry air is pushed to the surface, and as it hits the surface or the lower cloud layers, it starts to spin. I mean, it rolls. And that energy, that rolling occurs between two different cloud layers, and it's preserved because this is a smoke ring. And when I first started doing this back in February, they would just sit there and downburst an area, and you would have a nice beautiful circle, and then they would go down another beautiful circle, or they would just pulse the same place over and over, and you get like concentric tree rings. But now that I've started making videos and watching, they're very careful. So these are the Haarp downburst smoke rings, and each one of these is a Haarp downburst pulse of dry air. That's a preserved record, and for the last 2 weeks they have been photoshopping this out. But we can also see that in visible light. That's these weird looking things here. But we know the jet stream is moving very fast. You can see these chemtrails right here, zipping to the east. And so this is a low-level cloud layer. And after they have saturated California with dry air, now they are sending in the chemtrails. And these are chemtrails, I absolutely guarantee you, and they're rotating around. They're just going to fill up the entire Pacific Northwest. And despite getting some nice rain the other day, you still have a tremendous drought going on in California. I don't think anybody has to remind you of that. So the chemtrails are going to be covering the skies very heavy this afternoon in California. And, true to form, they want them. Okay, the jet stream is going due east here, but you can see how it's circling around. It's rotating. So as those jet streams actually go over land, the jet streams are perpendicular to the jet stream. Sorry, the chemtrails are perpendicular. So, okay, they're rotating around. By the time they get up here, they've rotated this much, and then they smear out. Whoops, I'm sorry. Zoom again. By the time they've come on land, now they're perpendicular to the jet stream, and they smear out quickly, and nobody can point at them and say, oh, they're killing us with poison again. They're stopping the rain. So it's just going to be very hazy, choking haze, bees dying. And let me just beat this horse one more time. The way that chemtrails stop rain is they create a hot air layer aloft, and that's called a thermal inversion or a capping inversion that stops thunderstorms. A capping inversion. Also, it stops the peak heating of the afternoon, which prevents your regular cumulus clouds from bubbling up and making rain. Okay, so once you have a chemtrail layer overhead, it is guaranteed you cannot have rain. Alright? That's what people have to understand. It's weather warfare. It's not for cooling planet Earth. I hope this is helpful information.